Okay, welcome to part two of past tenses. We've discussed simple past in a previous screencast. Now let's talk about past progressive or past continuous. It has the word progressive and continuous in it, and basically at this point you should know that means an incomplete action. Continuous means it's not finished. And in this case, we're talking about past tenses, so incomplete action in the past. In French, en train de faire quelque chose, so incomplete. It's also used in English to organize two related actions in the past, where the first action is interrupted by the second action. Okay, so these are two actions that are connected logically, where the first one begins and is interrupted or stopped by the second one. Let me give you an example now for the first definition, which is incomplete action in the past. We have a timeline. We have an action that takes a certain amount of time, and at a specific time in the past, in this case at 9 o'clock yesterday, I was not finished, so I was studying at 9 o'clock yesterday. Okay, we know it's past tense because we used the keyword yesterday, and we know that at 9 o'clock the action was incomplete and it probably finished at 10 o'clock. Now the action is not ongoing, so it's finished in the past, but at 9 o'clock it wasn't finished. Okay, so let's take a look at the next part. Here's another example. They were partying Saturday afternoon. So Saturday afternoon in the past, and they were partying, so they weren't finished on Saturday afternoon, but possibly they finished on Saturday evening, or if it was a really good party, Sunday morning. The formula for making progressive tense or continuous tense is the auxiliary to be in the past tense in this case, plus verb, base form, and ing, which in English is a present participle. So to be plus verb ing, or to be plus present participle. Let's talk about the second use of the word now. We have an example where we have two actions. The first action begins and is interrupted by the second action. The first action is in past progressive or continuous tense, and the second action, to make it different, to make it clear, is in simple past tense. In this way we can organize two actions in the past. So here's an example. I was studying when you called. So first I was studying, then you called. So we now know, because of the order in the sentence plus the verb tenses, which came first and which came second. Okay. Sometimes though we change the order, and the verb tenses allow us to identify what happened first. So they were studying first, you called second. So that's how that works. Please note that the words when and while are two key words that signal which verb tense to choose, okay? What we want you to know is when you look at the sentence and you find the word when or while, that after the word when you will always see the simple past tense after. And after the word while, which indicates a progressive or continuous tense, you will always see the progressive tense after. The only exception to putting the other tense before is if the actions happen at the same time. Okay, so if we have two verb tenses, present progressive and simple past, that means we can organize the times. If we have two times the same verb tense, then they happen together. Here's an example. I break my leg while I fall last week. I have the keyword while. You know that after a while I will use progressive tense, which probably means if they don't happen together that this will be simple past. I broke my leg while I was falling last week. Okay, that's how that works, and that's the kind of example that you can expect on the exam.